Switzerland is known for its stunning scenery, mountain villages, cultural cities, and of course for being a little bit expensive. And I'm here for a week to take a look around and see what it's all about. Welcome to Switzerland. So we're starting off our journey in Switzerland, in the capital of the country. Welcome to Bern. So Bern is the capital city of Switzerland, but it's not the biggest city. That would be Zurich, which I'm going to go and see later on in the week. But it's a nice place to kind of start off your visit to Switzerland. Nice introduction. It's got a beautiful old town, which is really, really nice. Yes, that's right. Bern is the capital of the Central European nation of Switzerland, being the home of the Swiss Parliament. If you do go to visit the Parliament, be sure to check out the view at the back from the terrace, which gives some nice views over Bern. Away from politics, be sure to check out Bern's Old Town, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here you'll discover lots of narrow streets to wander around, as well as some of the main shopping streets in the city. One of the main streets is Marktgasse, where you'll find many covered walkways. There are around 6 kilometers of undercover shopping promenades throughout the city, which is perfect if the weather isn't great. So this is Marktgasse, which is one of the main streets in Bern. And if you want to get run over by trams, this is the place to come, because there's absolutely loads of them. So make sure that you walk on the side of the street, otherwise you're going to get hit by one of those things. You'll also see another landmark of the city here, the Zeitglücke clock tower, which is an astronomical clock. If you walk down Marktgasse to Kramgasse, which is another main street in the city, you'll come to the river and the Nidegbrücke, which is a famous bridge over the river. Another sight to see in the city is Bern Cathedral. Now, I'm not normally one to visit cathedrals, but here you can climb all the way to the top and I can't resist a nice view. So this is the top of Bern Cathedral and the views are incredible. You can see all over the city, all over to the mountains too, and it is really, really great. It's a little bit cloudy today, I'm not gonna lie to you, so it's not the best view that you would ever get from up here, but if you're here in say the summertime or on a clear day, then definitely head up here because you'll get some stunning views of the city. It is amazing. The next day I jumped on one of Switzerland's trains, which are pretty efficient although expensive, and headed along Lake Thun to Grindelwald. This place is a gateway for skiing and many other activities, with lots of bars, restaurants and hotels here too. It's well connected by train and road as well. Hello, so today I am in Grindelwald. I'm going to go and check out the place, see what it's like. It looks quite a nice town so far. We're going to get up to the top of the mountains to look at the views and see all the attractions up there too, so let's get to it. So one thing to bear in mind, this lift does take quite a bit of time. It's about 25 minutes to get up right to the top. However, the views are pretty good. And as we've got higher, there's been more snow, so now there's loads of snow everywhere, which is really, really cool. So yeah, but just bear that in mind, it's about 25 minutes all the way up to the top. Grindelwald Feest is one of the high stations and where I'm heading to today. Feest is the home to many exciting activities, including the famous cliff walk, where you can walk right along the edge of a cliff. There are also some nice views here too, as well as the famous Lake Backalpsee, which is up here as well. So this is the top of Grindelwald, but as you can see, the weather is pretty bad, so I can't see absolutely anything. So the cliff walk today should be fantastic, and the view I'm sure is going to be amazing. This is the cliff walk behind me. Can you see it? Can you see it? Hello. So this is the cliff walk. As I was saying today, the weather is pretty bad, so it's just kind of cloudy, but you know, so there's no view. Maybe the weather will clear in a bit, but it is pretty cool. So if you are coming here on a clear day, it's quite a unique and cool thing to do. If you're scared of heights, then it maybe isn't the best thing for you, because you can see right down. I mean, even today, it's actually, even with a bit of cloud, if you look down, yeah, that's a bit of a drop. But yeah, it's quite cool, and you walk right by the cliff, and yeah, I just kind of wish the kind of cloud disappears and we get more of a view, but you know, maybe later on today. The cliff walk was pretty cool, and I could imagine if the place wasn't covered in cloud, it would have some incredible views. It's not massive, and I wouldn't say to come all the way up here just for this, but along with some of the other activities, it's well worth it. So the cloud has finally cleared, and check out these views. That is pretty cool. Grindelwald Fiest, which is where I am now, is the kind of adventure part of the kind of area. You've got the walkway, which I did earlier. You've also got the zip wires and the flyer, which is pretty cool. They are closed today for the weather, I think it is. And there's also quite a lot of other activities you can do up here too. Lots of hiking, you can go skiing as well. But yeah, just check the kind of forecast before you get up here, because you don't want to kind of plan to kind of do the zip wire and it's closed, but it is actually a pretty nice area to come to. It's a little bit expensive to get up here, but if you do have the half price rail pass, then you get half price on the lift too, which is really great. So make sure you kind of check out the discounts which are available, just to make it that little bit cheaper. Now then, we were gonna go and look at the famous lake, which you can see up here. Not sure how it would have been today, because it's been snowing, so it might not have been the best view anyway. However, when we tried to get to it, because of the cloud which kept coming in, I didn't really fancy it, because we didn't really know where we were going, and it is quite difficult even to see some of the path when it is a cloudy day. So just bear that in mind if you are going to go walking in the winter time. So what we decided to do is walk down from the Fiest station at the top down to the next station, which shouldn't be too much of a hike, and it's on like a kind of a path trail anyway, so it's pretty easy to kind of like navigate where you're going to, but you still get to kind of like walk on the snow and kind of like get a bit of the atmosphere, which is pretty nice. So the cloud has come back in again, and it's getting very difficult to see anything at all of where we're going. So just look at my view at the moment. It's not the easiest to follow the path, to be fair with you, and yeah. So again, if you come and hike in the winter, you know, just be wary that you might end up in complete whiteout and you've no idea where you're going. So if you do, if that does happen, just try and follow the poles on the side of the path if you can see them, and yeah, hopefully you'll be okay. We made it back to the lift. That was an interesting walk. We couldn't see anything at all. It was just like cloudy the whole way. Interesting experience. Not the best views at all. But yeah, just again, something to bear in mind if you come up here. It can be bad weather, and it isn't always amazing, so just check that maybe before you head out. Today was going to be 50-50 anyway. We did manage to get some views up right at the top, which was quite good. They didn't last too long. But yeah, so just bear that in mind too. But yeah, the actual place itself is pretty good. If you got nice weather, I think it would be a great place to come to, especially with the activities too. So yeah. The next day I went off to explore more of Switzerland and the nearby Lauterbrunnen. So this is Lauterbrunnen, and it's the only village that I know that has its own waterfall. Look at this. That's pretty cool, no? Now this place is famed for its waterfall, which appears to be pouring right into the centre of the village. It's also a great village to use as a base to explore the rest of the area, and the scenery here is amazing. So Lauterbrunnen is quite a nice place too to get around to other little villages too, one of which is called Wengen, which is up there somewhere on the mountain. So we're going to go and take a look at that place now. It looks like it could be quite a nice place with quite a nice view down the valley from up high. So I'm going to go and jump on the mountain railway to take a look. So this is Wengen on the top of the mountain. So a pretty cool place. It's a bit of a kind of resort town really for skiing, because you can do quite a lot of skiing from here. So there's plenty of bars and shops and things too. But it's a nice place actually. So yeah, if you're going to go to Lauterbrunnen, I'd come here too, because it's so close and it just gives you another place to see. However, as Wengen is fairly high up, then the views here are incredible and you can see all the way down the valley. Beautiful. Next day, it was time to jump on yet another Swiss train, but this time I was going skiing. Good morning. So today I'm off to Zermatt, and more precisely to do a bit of skiing, which I'm really excited about because I've not been skiing in years. Hoping I'll be okay, maybe not too rusty, but let's see. Anyway, just jumped on the train at Visp and heading off to Zermatt, which is about an hour or so. So let's get comfy, with a coffee to wake up with, and let's go to Zermatt. So with coffee in hand, I sat back and watched the scenery from the window of the Zermatt Express. And soon after, we arrived in the world famous ski resort. So this is Zermatt, which looks pretty good so far, quite a big resort. So we're going to get some ski hire, then grab a lift pass and head up to the slopes. So I'm very excited today, so I finally made it to the top of the slopes in Zermatt. The views here are incredible and I'm really excited to try some skiing. I've not done it in a few years, but let's see what it's like. So excited for this. So I started off back on the nursery slopes just to warm up a little bit, and I couldn't have asked for nicer conditions. The sun was shining and the runs were not too busy. Of course, we had to have a drink and some lunch on the slopes, and with the beautiful view of the Matterhorn mountain, the setting was perfect. So back to skiing. It's been okay, picking up again after quite a few years. Pretty much stayed on the nursery slopes today, which is a little bit frustrating, but it's got to be done because I think if I went on some of the kind of reds, I wouldn't be in the right condition to do it. But the slopes are really great here so far, and what I can see of these other slopes around me are being really, really great. So yeah, I'd love to come back to Zermatt and like do like a week skiing. That'd be fantastic. But even for a day, it's been really, really good. So would definitely recommend Zermatt. After skiing comes après-ski, and Zermatt does not disappoint in this area. There are lots of bars and restaurants, but yes, it is a little bit pricey, so the idea was to have a quiet one tonight, but well, let's see. So that is it from Zermatt after a few drinks. I've had a few drinks, so I need to head home. Get the trip. We're done. Get the train back to Visp and do some more fun in Switzerland tomorrow. So I'm going to leave it there for tonight. But yes, Zermatt, sorry, is amazing. I love it. Great skiing, great town too. Definitely come to Zermatt. Now, as I was staying in Visp, which is well connected to various ski resorts, the plan was to head to another resort after all the fun in Zermatt yesterday, albeit a cheaper one. Let me introduce you to Saas-Fee. Good morning, afternoon even. So today we are in Saas-Fee, which is another ski resort not too far from Visp. So I'm going to try and get a few hours skiing in today just to kind of see what it's like and ski while we can. Ideally, it's best to come in the morning to go skiing to get the full day, obviously. We are in Visp, which is about 45 minutes away on the bus. So if you are coming skiing, I would definitely recommend staying in a resort instead of like kind of a place and then you've got to commute in. But I'm only here for a week and not here just to ski, so staying in Visp has actually worked out quite well for me. And cheaper too. But yeah, if you are into skiing, definitely stay in a resort for a week so you can get straight up onto the slopes in the morning. Yeah, anyway, Saas-Fee so far looks actually really, really nice. It's quite a decent sized place too. It's bigger than what I thought actually. Nice little kind of village town, really, really good. But I wouldn't even say little. I think for a ski resort it's actually quite big. But yeah, I'm going to have a quick look around and hopefully get onto some slopes to do a little bit of skiing. I love Saas-Fee. This place was much bigger than I thought, and although I did stay on the easier slopes, the skiing was pretty good. I spent the day on the slopes and got back into skiing, which as I said earlier, I hadn't done in such a long time. Great weather was with us again and I had another top day. Like in Zermatt, we decided to grab a few drinks after skiing, and I must say the atmosphere in Saas-Fee for après-ski was very lively. It was great fun and everybody was up for it. After a large amount of drinks and having a great time, we literally forgot the time and also that we needed to catch the last bus back to Visp. But the question was really, would we make it? Okay, so we've been doing some après-ski in Saas-Fee since 5 o'clock. It's now 11 o'clock, sorry, 10:30, and we're trying to catch the last bus, so we have to run for it.
We're not going to make it.
Well, walk quickly, but yes. So the moral of the story is, the après-ski in Saas-Fee is actually pretty good, but you might miss your last bus to Visp. Just be aware of that. Alright, come on. So we managed to make the bus just about, well, with 1 minute to spare. But yeah, Saas-Fee is great, amazing skiing, and the après-ski is great too, so would definitely recommend it. Just make sure that you catch the bus on time and don't leave too late like I did. So off to Zurich today to kind of take a look around there before flying back to the UK. So yeah, looking forward to seeing this place. I've been staying in Visp all week at a friend's house, which is good. So Visp is kind of towards Zermatt, but it's a little bit cheaper than say some of the bigger cities, and obviously Switzerland is expensive. So here it's been a little bit cheaper, but it's still not the cheapest. Obviously coming to Switzerland, yeah, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Getting around is quite expensive, and the food and drink is expensive too, so obviously bear that in mind if you're coming to Switzerland. So my time in Switzerland was coming to a close, but I had one city left to see, Zurich. Zurich is the largest city in Switzerland. It's famed for being home to numerous financial companies, but away from the corporate side, you'll find a beautiful old town which is spread over the River Limmat. The old town has many small picturesque alleyways to wander down, as well as numerous public squares. There are lots of museums here too, if you're into history, as well as art galleries and cultural hotspots. Zurich also has lots of shopping, so if you need some retail therapy, this is the Swiss city for you. But again, remember, this country can be expensive. Okay, so welcome to Zurich. So far I'm liking this place. It's got a big city feel to it. It feels very much like a big European city, and it's actually really good so far. The issue I have though is that it's 5 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, so most places are closed. So I do realise that it's not the best time to make a travel video, I get that. But yeah, that's my own fault for skiing yesterday in Saas-Fee and having an extra day on the slopes. So yeah, it's my own fault. But Zurich is looking really good. I'd love to come back here when it was kind of open on like Saturday afternoon or midweek. Unfortunately though, I'm leaving Switzerland tomorrow, so I've only got a few hours in the city. But yeah, Zurich looks good and would recommend it. If you're going to go and do the slopes and things in Switzerland, come here, because then you get a big city vibe too. But yeah, Zurich so far is good. I would say I prefer it to Bern too. Nothing against Bern. Bern is a beautiful place, but I just like a big city vibe, and this has got big city vibes. As I only had a very short time in the city, I didn't get the full experience, disappointingly, but I would love to come back. I strolled around the centre in the evening and there were lots of bars and restaurants, so plenty of choice here. And even though it was fairly quiet, being a Sunday night, I could imagine this place having a great vibe at a busier time. And that brings an end to my time in Switzerland. I really did like this country. The scenery is amazing and its cities have lots to explore with a nice atmosphere. Getting around on the train is very easy and efficient, but the only downside is the price. In fact, that is my main issue with Switzerland, is that it can be very expensive and there's not much you can really do about that. I think if you're planning a visit, plan well ahead and work out the most cost-effective options for you. That could mean getting a specific rail card, travelling in low season, or cutting costs by staying in a self-catering place rather than a hotel. But otherwise you'll find a beautiful country which will take your breath away and is well worth a visit. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed my video. If so, please give me a like and subscribe would be amazing too. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.